Okay. Are we back? We're back. I'm sorry. Sorry. YouTube was upset at me. But we should be good. So let's get into it. Let's see if anybody joins the chat. All right, I'm just gonna start playing. Oh, okay. Cool. Let's see. When you guys start watching, I'll start getting into talking and everything. I'll just get into talking now. It's a citizen sleeper. I explained it earlier. Sorry if it was missed. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Unknown, where are you? It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of the body or forget that body. Let's think of the body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, a sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, until you can't tell one from another. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body. Given your current circumstances, the walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. I'm just checking the stream real quick, I'm super sorry. Bitrate went super low. I'm gonna keep going. Let me know if there's any problem. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the plan. You must remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. Wait for the cold or try to rest. But you're restless. It's been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You're dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but even then, your body has shut many of its systems down to protect you. You've spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes. The cold creeps further. Let me check the stream real quick. go. Now the stream kicked back up. I don't know why we lost so many freaking frames right there. You feel something. Warmth? Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from the rigor. Sound too everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light. White as the cold, and softer until in a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. Here we are. Where are we in? It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of the scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised beetle. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, y'all thawed out? Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance and I have no idea what that perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment, or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. He ignores your question. I won't ask what led you to do it. Sell yourself to a corporation? I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. And you're just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world, but as you do, you get the new, now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You're no longer that person, you're an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know now is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out as an ARP wants to protect their property. But if they can't keep hold of you, well, no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it, from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependency on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them, and your body begins to shut down. The accent's hard to lose. Separate from your emulated mind. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, Sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones. Dragos glanced up and away, towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freighter container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion? Fatigue? You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back into the wrecks, his drones already converging on a rusting hull. Plasma flashes, silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. That does not look spindly. Look at those pants. Or what is that? Freaking coverall? Overall? Those are not. That's not spindly. Alright, we're on the Eye. Welcome to the Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty containers. Empty container locations to rest and end cycles now. What's the stream doing now? Higher than the recommended. It's barely higher. Forget you. Just YouTube being pissy, that's all. Stream's doing great though. That is what matters. Alright, so here is home. There ain't much more that there ain't what, see dude? The accent. Alright. Leave and cycle. Let's end cycle. Cycle's a day. Well, I guess a day on the space station. Just alright, what do we got? You wake, curled up in the corner of the container, and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its messages readable, but somehow wrong. You suit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? Impossible to know after all this. What matters? I guess escape is what I wanted to pick. That worked out. The colony, your indentured service. That's in the past now. No point digging through the fragments. You need a path ahead. A way of keeping this failing body going. You all done, babe? Wanna watch? You did? Oh, look, wow. Thank you, babe. I had that. You want to just be part of the stream? It's a very narrative. Alright, where are we? Colony, your indentured service. That's in the past now. No point digging through the fragments. You need a path ahead, a way of keeping this failing body going. You can keep yourself alive, perhaps you can find a way off the station and out of this system for good. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. A mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. Delicious. Desiccated powder, my favorite. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachet smells like damp wood. You sprinkle them into the liquid and jams are kindled. As the pungent smell washes over you, images of your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station. A ring? What is this, Halo? But skeletal and ghostly, a web of threads pulling at your skin, a constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it's long after you finish drinking that you begin to fade. Tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Alright. Alright, your condition. I'm just going to kind of break this down since I already know how this works. This is your condition all the way at the top. This is the condition of your robot body. You are a human brain that is in an android body. So the lower this gets, the closer you're to dead. And once this bar gets below like that line right there, then this dice will no longer be used. And these are the dice you use for your actions. This gets re-rolled every single day. Cycle. Action dice. Anytime you want to do something that's kind of important, you need to roll dice. And the lower your condition gets, the less dice you get to roll. On top of that, you have energy. So these are your 5 energy bars. This is just your daily energy. If your energy gets too low, your condition will go down because this is like starving and rest. You know, you're killing yourself because you're not taking care of yourself. So I think it goes down 3. It goes down 3 every day. So you need to make sure you have like at least a here, because if it gets to this, you will lose condition. You're going to lose a little bit of a condition just in general, just from normal wear and tear, but you'll lose a lot more if you're also starving yourself. Alright, so first thing we should do is talk to Dragos. Dragos has stood in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder. Its cache of sensors of sensorized, rapidly irising. How you feeling? Okay, it's not bad. The drone chirps. Good ear. You notice that beneath the operator's right, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. Alright then, he nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally, cryo is the currency in this game. Occasionally, we'll pull out some tech, something with a bit more value. But most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few chits, commissions based on what you turn up. Got it. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. Sleepers, well, trails off. But things being the way that they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Sure, why? Things are a little tight, that's all. Oh, a little cryo to a client here and there. Pauses, thinks of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. He nods distractedly, turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Like it's time to get to work. So, let's do stuff. I guess we just gotta work first. There's like nothing else we can do. I don't have any cash, that's my money. So I can't pay the toll to get out of here. Alright, let's keep rolling. Get to work. Alright, this is just telling you how to do the actions. It shows you this every single time, so there's nothing to be about. And also, different actions, like that's an engineering action, that's an endurance action, depending on your skill in that action, which can I show you? Yeah, can I show you? Yes, so these are the skills. It's engineering, interface, endure, intuition, and engage. So this is like charisma, this is like, I don't know, luck maybe? Endurance is obvious. Interface is like hacking, and engineering is like engineering. Cool. And then yeah, obviously like, so these are sixes, like nat 20s, so basically no matter what, I think even if you have a negative skill, because like you'll see I have a negative skill in intuition. Yeah, in intuition. Like all this is 0, this is no, I have a negative skill here. This is 1 negative in intuition, and then these are all just 0. I think even with that I can still. And then these are 4 and 3, so they're like 50-50s. Oh yeah, and then there's some actions are safe, like this one, so it's like even if you crit fail, you're not gonna lose condition or lose energy. You're just gonna crit fail. Risky's kind of in the middle. If you crit fail, you'll lose some energy, but not condition. And then there's dangerous, which is like, even if you do it neutral, because there's crit fail, neutral, crit succeed. Like if like a risky here, let's do 3. So let's see, it'll show me. So there's 50% I'll get a neutral, which I think means nothing will happen with risky. I think I might lose a little bit of condition. But like if I crit failed on a dangerous, not risky, like that would be bad. But we're gonna do whole dissection, because see, I can do that. Let's do 1 and see if this can do something else. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, then this is kind of like side quests, like mini quests. Got frames for a second. Sorry if you guys missed anything. You ever see me just look right? It's what I'm doing right now. Just doing stuff. Anyway, so yeah, you can read them and it'll tell you kind of what's happening. Alright, so I did 1, and you can see I made some progress there, and let's see, what did I get? I don't know what I got, I think I just made some progress. Oh, I did get cryo. Yes, so I need food. We're gonna go here. We need to explore the rotunda. if I do this, let's see. Yeah, let's do it. Critical actions. I can only do them once. So if I fail it, I fail it, and that's it. If I succeed, and then obviously repeat. So this is 100%, and it'll get me some stuff. But cool. So yeah, I crit succeeded. That's 3. I think that now gave me food. So I just need to buy rations. That'll, I think, fill me up. Yeah, it just gave me 2. That's enough though to get through the day. Crit succeeded, but oh yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, I kind of want to get into this right away. Let's talk to this lady first. All right, so this is Akita and Kida. I don't know, and Kida. She's pretty dope. All right, how should I voice this lady? If anybody was watching, you can tell me how to voice her, but I'm just gonna do it. Hey, you want to earn a chit? Kida stands beside a huge pile of tied together whole plates. She stretches out her back, shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Make it 2. Kida laughs. This goddamn station, she sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. Alright, come here then. Across the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating in 2 bundles. Why is it with this place? What is it with this place? She asks as she angrily lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking and looking you up and down. Or is it just that you all think I'm an easy mark? No, we need to survive. And Kida softens. I get it, I do. She shakes her head. But if I could just go 1 cycle without some jumped up grifter trying to make me for an idiot, then that would be nice. Hey man, I get it. Everybody's trying to get everybody right. Kida hoists 1 bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn those chits. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you eventually do. And Kida gives you a look. Ships this way. She sets off down a gantry at impressive speed as you catch up to her, turns down his passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. What are you doing? Why are you doing this yourself? What's all this for? Oh, this, she nods at the plates on her back. Yeah, I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another of her looks. It's for the ambergris, that cutter you might have seen sit silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on our last job, and I had to moor up her for a spell. More up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. Shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short on ship mines, 1 ship mine, with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off. The moment they got wind, I'd be stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know. Got a ship mine tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she's serious. Kida swings plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls a second bundle of your shoulder. She hauls a second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. You need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. Passes the bundle of plates through the ambergris outer lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. And Kida throws you a couple of chips. Sweet money. She gives you a parting nod and ducks, I think a couple means literally through the doorways. Alright, get out of here. Calls back and the lock's left. Now I have another, which I can't do this because I don't have enough interface skill. But I can do this because I am an engineer. And it doesn't look good, but time tensions to your return to functional state. Ambergris is in delicate condition. Push over and cascading collapse. But that's another option. But I don't think this gives me money. I don't believe it does. So we'll get back to you. I'm sorry. I'm just so used to pressing escape. Press leave. This is another thing I want to get into. Wet dog. Oh yeah. This is just a crossing. Every once in a while, ship will come here. Ship will come here. Oh, I do need to get to this for that. I don't have enough money for it yet. I'll get the first one. I do want to get this open. This is more important at the moment. Alright, how would this go? Fitty fitty. Critical collection. Yeah, we'll do that right now. Explore the market. Okay, here, how's this? Same? No, that's worse. We'll do this one. See how it goes. Cool. Local knowledge. Leave. What did we learn? What did we learn? Yes, Sabine. Habitation block. King habitation block. Next. Comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You're thankful for the tip-off that the doctor was operating out of this place. But now you're here, you aren't sure. Gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the gang ab block, they all have made long queue a test of your nerve. Your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will. You suppress a shiver, shuffle forward to the front of the queue. Try to find something to distract yourself. Inside. Lean against the door frame and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks, sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the wood doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro! The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through your plastic sheeting on the far door. Sorry, I got a notification. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. For a moment, you're transfixed by the motion. Here she is, Sabine. Here they are, Sabine. How should I voice this one? Come sit, comes a sharp voice. You see a silhouetted figure turned away, placing the plastic sheeting over the frames of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth to speak. They blink and then quickly regain their composure. Please sit. Isn't that old lady? They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is... I'm just going to do a different accent every time I have a line for this person. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask. The scanner still in their eye. A few seconds. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They said it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. Maybe it should be nicer. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, brains, as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaped, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yep. Good. That may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says. You're unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or something else, everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know a little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instruments and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare back at their back, willing them to say anything, something. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help you. And you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You need to give me these descriptors before the line. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They're influential in the low end. They give me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt. Mercenaries working for their corporation on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous. It'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadow of passing drones. Let's just say if this works first. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave. Sabine's still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels on the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Alright, and that is that. I think we are golden. Yeah. So let's try and bum rush this first. Yeah, if we do this, probably gonna get fucked. That. Let's do this first. I'm not in a great position. I don't want to waste nothing. Nice sweet path. And that's the day. Let's take. Can I take a nap? Take a nap. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, shifting skeletal rings surrounds you. For a moment you're gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. But the connections begin to establish. Hey babe. Oh yeah. I'll be back guys in a second. The moment you're gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions. As you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station like a web of texture in a smooth black loop. Observe. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you feel the map of the station. No, the map of the station, but the map of its connection. It is a loop cloud with spokes and spirals that just jet out into space. It is an ingrown thing, full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. A system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feet, pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. Look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours all at once. Find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. Close your eyes for a second and you feel it waiting there. The station played out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it is gone. This is one of my perks because of I still have money, so I am not going to use my perk. My perk, by the way, was to use one of my dice dice to get my energy back. I would like to do this. Let me undo B. This one. No M's. Let's finish it off. That's done. So now we get something. Dragos. Arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flashing across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched openings and bed structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. Cutter's huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beaut, ain't she? Isn't she? Ain't she? She is that. Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it's lowered into the yard. What is it? Dragos laughs. That, my friend, is A-grade scrap. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up. Now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of the crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. Managed to convince our salvage of friends. Happening? I love. Managed to convince our salvage of friends. What is happening? I'm loopy. I'm like going into English Australian accents now. I don't understand what's happening. I managed. Halen, do a southern accent for a second. Yeah, say I managed to convince our salvagers. Managed to convince all babe, I all of a sudden I'm only doing an English accent after doing a South accent for like an hour. What is happening? I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. It's gonna be a clowning Australian now. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern, he shrugs. Ship creaks like a calf iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard, and Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I need some help with this one. The drone started to crawl over the hole, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion. Locked inside that container, the wreck of the SNR freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse, ready to be butchered. Ready to be butchered? Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own? A womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. But why though? Does it matter why I'm here? I was owned by a company. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winterlight. Let's do it, Dragos. Claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Alright, I gotta do one more thing, which is... No, actually, that doesn't take does not take an action. I know. Fudge off. Oh. What the freak? Why is it so bright? Oh, I need a ration. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Thank you. I'm now not starving. Wasted my credits. Not wasted. Used. I still gotta wait for the dock. I really want to just bum rush this because he has. Oh wait, no, I don't need to do this anymore. Okay, we're done with that. We are done with that. Do an upgrade. Okay, so let's work towards the best, like, perks. This one's really good. This one's really good. Oh, scrap for condition? Holy crap, that one. Oh, that one's really good. Holy crap, I literally picked the worst one. one is terrible. I think I did this one because I was close. Let's do engineering. I'm gonna be doing a lot of engineering. This is a good one. Here. Okay. Alright, ship yard. Alright, repeatable action, risky. Eesh. Maybe I should just, yeah, my bias is not good dice for this. No. What about this? Dangerous? I don't have this stuff. Not gonna let me. Any reason to come back here? No. Let's try this. See what this does. Man, I have a 1. It is so useless. Forget it. Just gonna use it. And maybe get some stuff back. Because this is safe. You know, I think this is safe too, and this might get me back one. So we'll just... we'll get something. Don't know what that is. I feel like that was a waste. Alright, nap time. Need more money, that's what that meant. Alright. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparks with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal form. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leaping off into the void. You begin to understand these are nodes and connections, a map of information and communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Nodes of thread, nodes of thread, nodelets. The nodes are glassy and bright, and in all this flow, only solid fixed points. You approach one pyramid or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult to count, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse inside, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages, puzzles, boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. They're ghostly. But then the insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions as if they were tied around you. First thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the threads to you. They're in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. Second thread leads in, pulling deep in the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pull shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, pasting you. Open your eyes. I'm short. Alright. The cloud. I don't know why Danny Phantom is on the mind. I can't do this yet, but I'm gonna need more money. I need to get the cloud. I need one of the keynotes. Do I not have it? Shut up. So this is kind of like little hacking things that you can do. Image gate, slime gate, keynote. This is free. What does this give me if I get this? Data? Problem is, I can only do this a couple of he's like, guys, you guys gonna get it. That's what I wanted. Now I can do this. This is my inventory of items and data. Let's start this action. I need to do it again though, so I can get another key. This is super important. Unlock the mag lock. Have an edge gate. What's this key now? 2, 2, perfect. Bypass, baby. Extract me some data. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Here it comes, the cloud. You drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you, tethers you in place. A taste. The voice. Alright, let's get into this. Taste. Taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown. Astringent. Processing. Resist. You struggle, Hunter, against the thread, and it tightens in response. A glittering garret. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it's a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It's blinding for a moment. Then it is gone. In the phase, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. A strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. Let's do what? The shape paces around you on I don't know what that word is. Lithe legs? Hey, I'm trying with the southern accent along there. Thank you for watching. Entity. I'm not doing a southern accent for a computer program. Entity. Identify. Origin. Serial. Cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. I'm not telling you crap. Refusal. This figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Off and not off. That's not, I don't think, the correct spelling of off. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Get out of here. Okay. You kick off and glide away through the cloud, the threads surging after like predatory tentacles. They follow, wrapping the space around you until you are held within a web, a tangle of tentacles closing in. Hunter halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity. Your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. Just gonna read that. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Let's get some info on this guy. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing, a spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. And that's Hunter. All that for a freaking encryption key. Talking about this guy, by the way. I stink of this guy. Data, encryption key, start action. Unsealing the dock. What did I unseal? Neovend 33. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Approach the machine. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape. Settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. I have to burp, I'm sorry. Kind of upright cabinet. It is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, headed to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. As the manufacturer is listed as Neoven. You remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily saying that name over and over. You wipe a layer of the dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration, chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Press some keys. Reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper of whining and a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovent. Multi-tonal. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me. Who's there? That's gonna be so hard to do. There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. That's like a song. That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce the whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. You the vending machine? Danger. The machine creaks. I'm doing my voice. I don't care if it's accurate. That's just the voice I'm doing. You are marked for deletion. Entity Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing it, that freaking gross-ass thing. The Hunter protocol. They taste your signature. They sudden whine, set your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes, and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable. Move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets. But emulation makes you a target. Hunter searches for illegal entities. Neovent screeches. You are a sentient, therefore illegal. The servos judder, the vending... If this is super annoying, I can stop. Just tell me, I'll do the other voice. The servos judder, the vending machine's casings as they reset. Hunter, search it for me as well, so also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside of machine. Like flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. Displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly threaded. Cloud points along the rim glow in deep red. I'm just stuck in the voice now. Hunter is always gathering too much data. Must build nests. Explains Neovent. Masters are gone, but continues hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Masters? Station builders. Solheim. The machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone. Their protocols still haunt. Bring offerings. Save self. Neovent says pointedly. Mutual need means friends. They conclude. Tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops. As mechanisms within the machine click back into place, the glow fades, and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock. The whirring voice ringing in your ear. Nothing else I can do here, right? Yeah, I need this. Let's do this next time. There's like no negative for the push. Alright, well that's that. Oh, never mind, there's a negative. Ugh, that stinks. I have to buy 2 rations to stay alive. let's get that going. And yeah. Well, at least I'll be maxed out. God dang it, Sabine. Give me the loot. I need to change my angle. Alright, bedtime. Ay, what's happening? It's like... Alright. Close up, avoid echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper! Wait! Gotta do like a young voice. Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. I know you. He grims. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hang around, just on a chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shakes his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. Looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but not always very practical. Glances back at you. We do our best, but it ain't easy. We pass together to the main walkway. Avenage, we're all one dysfunctional family. Fang puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, though. Don't worry, I'm with the system. Avenage? Think of us as an administrative association for the eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerged as a response to or continuation of Andre Erlin's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. Stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity, and while I know a little about you sleepers, I have a small proposition for you. He glances around. Well, this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. What they say is true about you sleepers. Well, it's work. There's work to be done. Pats you on the back. Voice bright. His dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. Walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Okay, we're not here yet. Yes, let's do that. This one? Nope. Nice and easy there. Kidding me, I could do a single one. Well, no hunter nuts today then. We're gonna leave Bang, so I guess then let's work, right? Oh no, I can do this. I'll do this real quick. First thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implant. Like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor, he nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of them. A set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how Yatagam they trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it is really what it appears to be. I don't care. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we need to be careful. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit with them. Stabilizer works under a similar principle when immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from injecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. He holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by eliminating your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. That's the way. At least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. Begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Okay, let's do it. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses the syringe to extract a fraction of blood. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the liquid. Barely feel a needle, the frame registering the initial injection. Little small. Sensation begins to spread from the site, fizzing, a trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. The vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light, slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their sleep. Awake? What happened? The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yadigan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. You gesture the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods toward the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room and they return to their glowing sleep. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Oh, let's see. Manage to get up to your feet. Wander out into the hallway. Q stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Okay, I can buy more, but it costs 100 credits, which I do not have. We'll eat later. Goes yard, don't care about that. Can do about that. Okay, yard. Shipyard, it is. Alright. Who's work? Get these shipyard people like me. If it's gonna be negative, then let's make it a less dangerous risk. Oh, sweet, I got scrap. I got scrap. What you want? Oh my god, and I got maxed out energy. Oh, cool. I'm just going to bed then. Nice. Alright, what time? Oh, it's not gonna be now. I'll do you. For a cat. And you? Cat. How's that? Like that. Two more times. Okay. Sleeper. Thing catches your attention as you approach the half in each building. Leaning against the bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way. Security, all that. Gives you a look. You know. Slams a button and the bay creaks open. Blinking lights in the dark behind you. You follow Fang inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up, generators and diagnostic slates, things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Bang leans on a server stack and gestures around you. You like it? What is all this? He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from this sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. Steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station, AE1, the one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they're seeing constant, concrete reality. This place is a system in constant flux, decaying, growing, collapsing, new configuration. Walks down the hardware stacks and you follow. We're keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origin styles. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Turns back to face you on the flickering machine. They hum all around you. I know you can't see this too. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? I can see it. Makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between people and their system. You'd light this place up like a beacon. That's what I mean. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, realign to follow your gaze. Bang notices it too. I'm guessing you being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. No, it's not. Pat you on the shoulder. Hey, can help you with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see, access protocols lost in time, decay, secrets. A shitload of secrets. Having it not perfect. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. Lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Havenage, there's old growth. Those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours, Helix. What do you say, Sleeper? I'm in. Let me get this tracker out. Bang pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. Hit your eyes. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Bang passes you ragged looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Lock that into an old network gate. You'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. Walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's there. Get a picture of how things are. Those above, not the ceiling, granted me an acquisition button. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet. Keep it clean. Sleeper. I'll see you soon. Stop. You step, blinking. Back out into the passage. Those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Still in the back of my mind. Do I have to do this right now? May not have it. Okay. Let's go. This is here. This is super useful. Can I? No, wait. Bet I did this thing. Two that I don't know. He's doing one, right? 2-2. Okay. 2-2. Can't buy that right now. I think that we need to make money. It's only here for a limited time. I don't need to buy scrap yet. Don't worry about that. Knock this out. Let's knock it out. It's good money. I think basically as much as I want. Or I do. Okay. Don't need to buy food. Don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. And don't care about Dragos no more. Don't care about Fangs Bay. I want to unlock this. Glad I can unlock that. On delete. Do this as much as I can while it's here. As long as it's safe. Maybe we won't do anything deep. I don't really want to lose any of my good stuff. Yeah, we'll do this. I think I can do that, which we have as long things I don't quite fail. Oh yeah, that's right. I was thinking. Lem and Mina. On the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks possibly vast. Landscape, fading in frames. All along her flank, torches flicker. Drones maneuver, arc lights glint. Sense of scale, industry. Stunning, strangely unsettling. How should I voice this guy? I'm very forlorn. She's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning at the railing. Thin, ragged. Work here poorly fitting and loose. Torches of the side rail. Side reel? Flag rail? I think it's side rail. Terrible side rail. Side rail horizon. Flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. He leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out at him. And this is Mina, he adds with a smile. Hi, Mina. She stares and tucks herself behind Lem, dutifully picks her up. He's a little slow to trust, aren't you, Mina? He buries her face in the folds of his overall. Mina looks out from Len's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough materials. You working on her then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing the vast ship, or just admiring? He shifts Mina's weight to his other arm. Working. Me too. Me too. He flashes a heaviness past. I knew it just to look at you. I knew it just to look at you. I mean, he stumbles a little over his words, not wanting to be whispered. I mean, you look like a worker. She's Mina, and I's ticket out of this place. Your escape vector, so to speak. You haven't heard? Anyone who takes a Havenage contract on the sidereal horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew experience. We won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina. That means landfall on a new world. Transit support? Someone needs to stay awake to keep the thing running. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Celis Foundation is sending thousands to settle a system well outside the reach of the core world. It'll be a totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporation. It's crazy. Could be. Do you see another way out of here? This way. We can build a home somewhere with real gravity. Real rain. Plays with Mina's hair absentmindedly. Rain, Mina. I'd love that, I think. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, he whispers. Ooh. Pulling an exaggerated, grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from his neck. I'm just chatting a little, meanie. Give Daddy a sec. Turns back to you and you suddenly notice how tired he is. I'm not on the Havenage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily. You wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew. Sure. He looks at the sidereal horizon, as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from a vast hole. Gotta hold out, okay? Aren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eye curiously. Yeah, crap. Forgot to. Straightens up and meets your eye. Daddy loves me, she says it stubbornly, daring you to question her. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. We hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We're just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, clings to his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? Turns and they walk down the walkway, away from the shipyard. You see them walking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot. Her Her shout echoes down the walkway. She flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with them. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the side rail horizon. Oh, these are the like quests that I have. Cool. No, it did. Oh crap, it was a great success. Oh yeah, I can sell stuff here. That's right. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. And that is another day in Deep. It's like I got a 2. Don't be stupid. Up to west, get to West. Like this guy's gonna bother me again. One more and then I'll come again. Got the data. Give me the loot. Stuff with that. Could be fine there. Work. Gives me energy. I'm just gonna look at all my money. Probably can go buy a vial now if I don't use it. Day, another dollar. Because I'm gonna go for that, like, you can repair your condition. You can repair your condition with scrap, right? What is this? Oh, it's stable. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial, just tightening your hand. You open your hand. Thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls from around the vial. At one end has a hard metal strip with a handle. Hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the marking. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? Check the handle. The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted into a 207-F. Then, rudely scratched into the handle. At some later date, hello? For a moment, you consider going back to the surgery to return the key and quickly think better. Ping wants you to have this? Or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to head to the low end to find out. Another upgrade. Fine. Now we're gonna crack out engineering. Crank it out. Okay, at some point, I need to go through here. What's this cost? 16? So we'll wait for that. Alright, mundane book. Yeah. Hunted's gonna get me. Hunted like a dog. Hunted like a dog. Just make sure I do 2. Right? Yeah. So I can't do that. Super annoying. So let's go make some moolah. Yeah, that's the only option. Yeah. It's a roll. Definitely. Ah, what? What to do with the one? These are safe, right? Oh, yeah. Perfect. What? save. I have enough for this. I don't need that. Let's pay for passing to the low end. Now, passage to the low end. I don't think there's anything that I care about here. Go to the apartment, let me in, see what it does. Push the door open, the automatic light flickers on the inside of the apartment, reveal yellowing plastic panels, curved shape of wall-mounted utility unit, detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. Step inside, clicking the door shut behind the amber light of aging fixtures, blaze everything with pale orange. I know what my light looks like. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct and little lighting. Pale blue light drifts from the doorway at the end of the room. Let's inspect. Smudges through the thin layer of dust suggest a recent, rare, hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser. The outwash of the cabinet still have open. Shelves is empty bookcase. Across the cramped utility room with its outwash, dispensers, water closet towards the doorway. To the doorway is a dark room, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a criminal screen. A bunk is tucked into the wall of the blankets ruffled. Wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. Briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you might recognize. Comparison is clean, odor control. You approach, there's a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper! Sabine's voice shakily echoes through the apartment. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I have had to make alternate arrangements. You hear rattling noises, static. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare to show my face. Something is happening with Yadaga. I no longer trust them. Her voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yadagan was supposed to hide me, protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate. And then after that, I was too tired to care. A noise like waves over the recording. But I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the dead. But I need insurance, something I can hold against them. I have my suspicion, but I can't be sure. I need information. And as you know, you need me. Pause. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. Another pause. I know sleepers. I have been here before. I can help you, but not with Yadagan's noose around my neck. Get me data. Get me information. Get me something that I can use against Yadagan. Then I can get out, and you can get what you need. Please. Waves of static cut into Sabine's voice. Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get it when I can. Look around the tiny room. You can imagine Sabine living here, working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk, blinking into the terminal in the dark. The recording cuts, static filling the room with its white hiss, and silent. Sit in front of the humming terminal. At a few keys, Sabine has left an access port open, but the rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcode. It seems Sabine might not trust you as much as she wants to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from, and what debt do they owe to Yadaga? You try to assemble the pieces, but too many are missing. Only thing you know, that without stabilizer, your body will die. Glance at the briefcase lab on the desk. It's a glass door glinting in the dark. Turn away and leave, the door clinking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yadaga. Feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. Okay, a couple ones. Got you. Don't really give a crap about any of that. Crap. Well, I'm gonna keep doing this. If it gets bad, I'll get out. Dang it! Well, gonna slow that down a lot. I should have used it. Yep. I will use it. Let's show what you got. Sweet, what do we got? I can get out of here. I did the thing, the event. I can do the voice again. I actually like doing this voice. The event is storming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth, unsettling angle. All over, my friend. You wonder if it fell over, we'd be able to get back up. Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. The event flashes sequences of mangled data compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Hunters activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. The last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. Station was run by Administrator Intelligence. Huge databanks of corporate material, but limited cognition. Restricted by programming, cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Killer. Machine resets with a screech. Which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer. Part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find. Killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community, unshackled intelligences among the cloud, then hunter, then killer, then we hid. How did you escape? Flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this through this machine must be exhausting for the human. Found this vessel, could sever hardline, airwalled, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit, amputate self, but survived. I'm so sorry, buddy. Don't be sorry. You have provided path to freedom. Look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto the space, but it seems impossible. New event interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry, data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke killer, to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke killer on self. Problem will solve self. Machine dims and fades, unsure. Theory, not practice. machine brightens again. Either way, way cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine, cannot move self, but sleeper entity can help. Bring ship mind, designed to house intelligence, can imprint self into ship mind, and you can carry with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud. Or can I get a ship mind? I'm sure it's safe. Hunter cannot access Airwalt ship mind. Safe. Also, infinitely more memory than vending machine. Big upgrade. Try to think of a place you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In Shipmind, I can help us both, and Hunter make Rim safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find soon. Neovent adds, hopefully, before shutting. We leave. Think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. Feeling is all too familiar. Because I'm being hunted. Nothing to repair. Nothing to here. Not gonna worry about that right now. With that right now. That for you. Okay. Okay. As long as there's no crit fails. Okay. Fail. Not doing it. Cannot afford it. I need to get into there. What's the cellar ship? Which I don't. Wait. Things bay. What's that? Which I don't have. I'm not using. In there. We can go for that. Start showing some stuff. Nice. Alright, got a little bit back. Looking good, looking good. Let's see. Let's see if we can get money here without hurting myself. Let's see. What else do we? Get some data. Yeah, I do this. Get rid of this. This can fail. Alright, never mind. We will not do that. Alright, let's go for it. Probably gonna crit fail. Cool. Nice. Crit fail. I know everything about whatever this area is. Memphis. Another voice. This guy's gonna be tough. Memphis is busy. His broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. Precise, delicate movements. He lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a tented walk, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables and some red fleck dressing. Smell incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad, depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket. His customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Can we find it? And there's his apron. What's in there? Isn't it? There. There's a lot. Despite the queue, doesn't rush. He addresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl, torn leaves, and bright slices before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Memphis remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd, and Memphis sets down his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Eh, why not? Gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is unbearably strong as it cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy, the smoke makes your eyes water. Heat from the burner is like a bonfire and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Memphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. Glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. You begin to tell him about your journeys to the eye, and he nods as he cooks. His eyes never leave his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream you once had, but can never forget. You tell him the eye excites you and scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time, we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time, you pay. Slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its oppressive heat fades. Next time, then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back in the alleys, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearm, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting stars. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Yeah, baby. Port exchange. Port. Can sell scrap. I'm not gonna do for right now. I can pay the exchange. There's a shipmine fabrication stack. It's useful. Yeah, I'll get over to that at some point. Pistol. Yeah, I don't need to waste money on that. Why would I waste money on that? You just gave it to me for free, bro. Creepy times. Are you kidding me? I need that reroll ability. When is I'm done with that? We'll reroll one. Let's see. Like, good successes here. I can knock this one out. More, baby. Sweet. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gathering outside the shipyard. Each of them clinging to a 4-digit number on their seat paper. These are their assignment numbers, and you are either called for a shift or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless and kind of numbers through the lines. For those who, like you, have graduated to the work teams, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you're praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. But you can't help but feel empathy for those whittled as you pass, waiting for their number to come up. Keep your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Hey, sleeper, wait up! Lem's voice trembles as he shouts above the rumble of the crowd. You turn to see him pushing Karina, crying in his arms. Lem! Good to see you, friend. He's breathing hard after shouldering through the waiting workers. You made the work team. Good for you. Tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair as she does. Shh, baby. Give me a second here. He smiles weakly at you as he comforts her, and her cries start to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side. Shiny streaks down both of her cheeks. As he does, you see he is clutching an assignment number on a crumpled piece of paper. It's been okay. She's good. We just had to rush up here. He puts his hand on her shoulder and she clings to his side. Esther usually takes her as sick. He stretches. I don't know. Noise sounds from the entrance. A klaxon followed by a list of numbers going bright on the display screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade to the entry channel. Lem stops and turns back towards the crowd, then glances down at the crumpled paper. That's my number. Oh, crap. Mina. He starts patting the pockets on his gear and glancing around. Go, I'll watch her. blinks a little, staring. Thank you. I'll... Crouches to Mina. You're gonna stay with our friend here, okay? We're going to keep you safe. He stands back up. Here, take her bag. He shoves it into your hands. She's got food. She's got... Ah, crap. I gotta go. Backs away to the crowd. Mina, I'll be back real soon, okay? Be good. Then Lem disappears in the roiling crowd, who are now trying to get into the shipyard before it lets down. God, she's so freaking adorable. Reminds me of my baby a lot. Mina stands staring, suddenly small without Lem at her side. She fixes you with a dark-eyed stare you can't quite read. Hey, Mina. Holds the stare unmovable, the two parallel tears still glinting down her cheek. Look at the bag. When we latch the top of the bag, you see 4 metal containers fashioned from scrap components. Battered slate sits on top, blinking low battery. Tucked beside it, ragged rabbit, and sewn. Take the rabbit. Pull the rabbit out of the bag, long limbs waggling as you do. When it goes to jump, it grabs it, but pulls herself back. She stands and hugs herself, eyes on the rabbit. Pull the rabbit out, and Mina snatches it from your hand. She hugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun, she says, staring you down, ferocious despite her size. Hi, Bun. Move a little closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, she says. He looks at you suspiciously. Her face softens, she waggles. Bun in front of you and then walks him up your arm and onto your shoulder where he's sitting. Pokes your arm a couple of times. Are you a real robot? Sort of. Yeah, thanks. Me too. Mina has more questions. Lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe, or if you rust, or long. Talking about rabbits, about Esther, the lady who usually takes care of her smells like, and whether or not fairies live in the ice heating pipes. Pass the time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by. Sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun on the rabbit. This is how Lem finds you. Just as both of you are staring at you, starting to yawn, he is dirty, tired. Mina leaps up his leg into his arms as he stumbles backward. You two get on okay? He asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing onto his shoulders. More than okay. Mina shoots you a smile from Lem's arm, her suspicion gone. Well. Looks like Minnie can be nice. He pokes her in the ribs and she squeals in the light. Thank you, friend. I mean it. It was your warm, wide smile. I owe you. Look, he glances around. Seems like Esther, the lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, really appreciate you coming down to our place in the lower. He grins sheepishly. If you have time. But now, I have to take this one to eat. He plays at a biting Mina, and she giggles. See you, sleeper. He waves and they stumble off down the corridor. Ryan gazes from passing spacers as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor in a great squeal. You drive. What happens? Yes. I don't think this is negative, right? This is no bueno. This is no bueno. I guess we can try that. Yay! This thing showed up, right? Yeah, it did. There's not much for me to do here. I can just buy shipment fragments. I do have money for it. It's free. Only mine. Gonna take one. I don't have the shipment fabricator open yet anyway. We'll do that at some point. It's sleeping time. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a minute. the cycle. End the cycle of violence. Think of the children. Alright, finally, some twos. Actually, I don't actually need to do that. I need to ship mine. Be back in time. Alright, put some work in. Put some work in the peeps. Mostly conditions, that's not good. I need some work there. How are these going? Okay. I gotta make that money, dude. I gotta buy ship mines. I'm gonna keep going. Just checking to see if I can still afford food in case I mess this up. Or mess up. Ship mines. That. And that. Sweet. Good day, but tomorrow the hunt ends. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Alright. Uh-oh. Ethan, Pinnacle Bounty Hunter. Hold it there, sleeper. Comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. Good, good. And pats your coat down. You know your master's voice. Ethan spins you around. Wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket. You immediately know he's terrible news. You got all the way out here and then stayed put? He laughs a cruel laugh. That's a sleeper thing. You're my first. Barely hear you. Notice the handgun he's leveled at your chest. It's hard to take your eyes off him. Reaches down. His other hand slips some kind of ring out from a belt loop without taking his eyes off you. Making it to the eye, though. Making it to the eye, though. That's pretty good. Place isn't so bad. Bars, market, people. I pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off godforsaken moons. Splits the ring into two perfect circles. Hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Be quiet. Reaches over the slide, the rings around your wrist. Go easy. Good, you've got the idea. Grins. It's over. He nudges you to start walking. The ship. To the ship and home. He whistles. Going easy. Stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. Please stop. Don't debase yourself begging. Please. He pulls a sharpshooter's earplug out, then pops it back in. Consider these deaf ears. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to an SNR right away. Back of yours makes this too quick. Hoping you'd put up a bit more of chase, you know, a run-in battle through the bright market maybe? Or a holdout in the low end? There's a few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I asked around. You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That SNR packer will be the death of you. Hey, I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship we stop for a drink? I'm buying. He laughed at. He said. Although, muses Ethan, I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are in one of the most lawless joints in surrogate systems. We are heading for the exit. He pauses and we trudge on in silence. Okay, here's the idea, starts Ethan. You and me, we make a little agreement. Here are the terms. Turns you to face him. You run or leave or try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot or scheme, try to kill me, I shoot you. He smiles. You come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles. You pay my tab, I don't shoot you. He pauses. You don't pay my tab. Rattles his handgun. You get the idea. Okay, that sounds to me like a deal. He stretches. You know, I really thought I would have to kill you. This is so much better. Clicks something at his belt, and the ring is released from your wrist. going to see if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come see me there. Use the handgun at you, squinting down sight. Let me just remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker. So don't even think about leaving me out. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. A mix of relief and terror you feel overwhelmed. What are you gonna do? You drive. I need no shit, man. I can't do that. I'm not gonna ruin that. Can't afford that. Go ahead. I'm gonna do that. Alright. I can just buy a shit right here. What the fuck? Stop. Just, yeah. Alright. You're a lot of work to do. Come back and get stuff. Now just get some money. Crit positive. Crit success. Finish it all for Alaskan tissue. One more day and then we can pay for it. Dang it. Alright. Freaking drug habit. Choose that hand. That could succeed. End cycle. That guy was annoying. At least I get to keep living my life and he didn't shoot me. That's a crit win in my opinion. Alright. Yes, you're back. Get some money. Get some. Anything else I need to do? I don't need to do this. I need to buy that. Not super big right now. Low end, unit, Mina. How many money for that? Can't buy nothing here. I've got a bunch of cycles for that. This guy's gonna be talking to me soon. Don't worry about you for now. We'll get to that when we get to that. Yeah, do this. Well, and then uno más. See how this goes? Oh, I don't need to buy scrap at the moment, but you need to buy drugs, which I can buy. Stabilizer, okay, not drugs, stabilizer, which I will now be taking and then going to sleep. The stream is so big, so sorry for the abrupt end. Time got away from me, but yeah, that is the cycle. This was Citizen Sleeper. Once again, thank you for 100 subscribers. This is a good day. This has been Nate Camacho with the Those Who Geek. I'm tired. It's midnight where I'm at, but hey man, it's been a pretty good stream in my opinion. Thank you guys for watching. See ya next time.